Hello and welcome back to the Spider's Web, and as I said in my last video, I'm going to show you how I'm going to decorate my dice tower. It needs doing, something needs doing with it because there's gaps, there's uneven surfaces, this and the other, so it definitely is something sorting out. So what I'm going to be using is this. It's a white pumice. It's like a textured paste that I'm going to put on it, and obviously I'm going to do this in stages. I'm not going to do it all at once because it'll just cause a mess. But as you can see, that's how it looks. And you don't want a good brush on this. This is one I've had a while, it's a bit shot at. And all we're doing is just brushing it on. And this will give a rough, textured stone effect to it. And once it's painted up, it will hopefully look like it's made of stone. Now we do this all over, even in the places that is hard to reach, hard to get to. As I said, it'll have to be done in stages because it takes a while to dry this stuff. I'm not going to go all the way through. I'll just stop the video and then come back to it when I've finished it all. It may take a day or two before it's all done, but at least I know I've started it, or at least you know I've started it, and by the time it's finished it will look totally different from that. It will look more like that, and then it just needs painting. So if you'll bog off and leave me to it. Well, here's the dice tower all covered in the pumice, except for the base. I've had a problem trying to get into, I don't know whether you can see in there, let's see if I can, oh, where are we? I don't know whether you can see down there or not, but I've had a problem trying to get in with the brush, so I'm going to try and get it done. Just do it matte black, or flat black, with the spray can, and see what happens then. So the next time you see it, it will be all black, and then I will show you the next part. Okay, take it easy. I'm back. Yes, the dice tower has now been painted black. I've managed to get into all the nooks and crannies inside, I think, but as yet you can't really see much in the line of detail. So what we're going to be doing is exactly the same way as I do the bases for my Dungeons and Dragons figures, starting off with Shadow Grey, moving up to Codex Grey, Fortress Grey, and then what colour is it now? White Scare. We just do some dry brushing over. So we'll do that now. And oops. And we just give it some stick with a brush. That brush is a bit too small for what we're doing. I'll use this one. in everywhere where there's snow, or where the pumice, where the pumice has gone. You can leave the base black if you wish, or you can paint it. You can paint it with the grey. I'm thinking myself of going over with grey a bit later on, like the Codex grey, or I think you're just doing a flat surface or flats finish, and just to take off the blackness, so I can use, if I wanted a black dye, and allow it to stand out. So it's just a case of, in fact I think what I'll do is get this paint and go over the inside and give it a flats. Shadow grey, and I can do some messing about with the other greys afterwards on it. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. I'm just doing this way because I've not got any fills on it. I'm umming and ahhing about whether to get some. I'm not sure whether or not to bother. But there again, saying that, I like the idea. So it's just it's not exactly a dry brush. But we don't want to paint all over all the black. There we go. And you do that until the whole thing is covered. And when it is, I'll come back and let you see the next step. Okay, see you in a sec. Okay, and there we go. On the shadow grey been applied. I've done the inside of the box as well, as you can see. So that's that done, and now we go on to the Codex grey. And you've seen me do this before if you've watched my Legend of Pirates of Cormier repainting videos. Basically the last video of the series I did showing you how I painted the base, it's exactly the same deal. Just a little bit of this Codex grey, you just go over, not covering every little thing, it's just to pick out certain details. We're not being too fussy about what's being picked out. It's just to create, or trying to create the effect of stone. See, I'm not. You know, you can do this without actually looking at what you're doing, and all we're really wanting, as I say, is just coverage on the high points. I'm not even going to do a full coat of this on the base. I'm just a design on there. Not a design, it's just marks. Just on the top. Now after this one goes on, we're going to have to then start looking at what is going to be hit by light. You see, the idea being is we're just trying to build up the highlights and everything now to pick out all the detail, all the roughness of the stone, of the stone effect. And so the next time we come, we're going to be going darker and well, sorry, we're going paler and paler, but we won't have to pick out the white parts rather than just